Alright, so how many of you shop at Walmart? Alright, well I'm here to tell you why you should not. I'm going to explain to you why you shouldn't based off my three main points. First one being that Walmart forces small, independently owned businesses out of business. It creates a loss of jobs, and it also creates a lower quality of life for the community that it's in. And so Walmart's monopoly on the retail industry is destroying small town America because it's forcing small businesses out of business. It destroys jobs, and it creates an overall decline in the surrounding community. So if maybe you guys haven't seen it in your community, but it could happen in the future just if Walmart comes and could create a decline in your community. So my first point is how Walmart forces small businesses out of business. So there was a study of a Walmart that came to the west side of Chicago, and according to Nate Berg of CityLab, there were 306 businesses near the new Walmart, and 2 years later, 82 of them had closed. And the closer the business was to the Walmart, the more likely it was to close. So every single mile you got closer to this Walmart, you saw a 6% increase in closure. So that shows how big of an effect Walmart can have on small businesses. And the Chicago incident isn't an isolated incident. So according to Michael Snyder of the Economic Collapse blog, from 1992 to 2007, which were some of Walmart's peak years in growth, there were 60,000 independent retailers that closed. And this is caused by, according to Bill de Blasio of Popular Resistance, that retail stores that are close to a new Walmart that moves to its area, see a 10 to 40% drop in sales. And this closure of these small businesses has an effect on what my next point is, how Walmart causes job loss. So some of you might argue that a big store like Walmart would create jobs since it has to hire a lot of people to operate, but it actually does the opposite. It takes away jobs from a community because of these stores that it's closing. People that have worked in these stores, they no longer have a job if they're closed. So Walmart, for every 2 jobs that it creates, it actually takes away 3 jobs from the community.
Chelsea, could you close the door for me?
And then Walmart also, because of this job loss and these businesses closing, that's one of the attributes that contributes to the decline in a community's well-being. So Walmart, after a business closes because of the effects that it is seeing from Walmart, many people are looking for new jobs, and one of the places that they can find a new job might potentially be that Walmart. And so Walmart does not pay its employees well at all. They have very low wages, and the annual pay is somewhere around $20,000 a year, and that for a family of 4 is below the poverty line. And according to Rachel Kadenow of Strong Towns, despite employing over 2 million Americans, the average Walmart associate makes just $8.86 an hour, which amounts to around $20,000 annually, if that employee is working full-time. And when you account for the fact that most employees are made to work part-time, thus cutting benefits so Walmart doesn't have to provide much for their employees, the average annual salary is even lower. And this causes a decline in the middle class as well, which also affects the community because people in the middle class have a disposable income that they can take and spend back in the community. And so when you get more people with lower incomes, they don't have that disposable income to put to spend money in the community, and so the community loses money. And this also benefits Walmart because they operate by catering to people with lower incomes, so it just contributes to their success, thus making them more popular and making them more powerful in the areas. And so that effect of the middle class not having more money to spend in the area also is what Walmart does. So a independently owned business will take its money that it usually makes, take the money that they make and usually spend it in the community. Excuse me. So they will take the money that they make and spend it back in the community, and Walmart does the exact opposite. So the money they make is usually spent overseas in places like China so that they can pay for their goods to be made and operating costs and such, and not spending money in the community. And this, according to Dave Milak of Business News Daily, there's an estimated $25 million redistribution of sales in the community caused by this not spending it in the community. And so, the last point I have about how Walmart's not good for a community is how it is bad for people's health, because Walmart, since it operates on selling such low quality and cheap goods, the food that it has is very processed and not healthy for people. And since it's so cheap, many people can't afford anything other than that. So it ultimately creates a lower health for the people in the area. And so, as you can see, Walmart is not good for a community. It closes small businesses, destroys jobs, and creates an overall lower well-being of the community. And so these three main points are cause to why people should not shop at Walmart. And so next time you need to go buy some new clothes or pick up some groceries, please consider going to a smaller, independently owned, or just a smaller store in general over Walmart, because if its popularity doesn't decrease, you could be seeing the effects of Walmart on your community.
Matt,
Alright.
do you think that other large chain stores are having the same effect, like Shopko, Target, Walgreens?
No, because although they are like bigger stores, they aren't as big and they don't sell as cheap of products as Walmart does. And so since Walmart is just lowballing every other company, it's like people go there more often because the products are just a lot cheaper and readily available, so that it just has it's not like completely monopolistic, but it is sort of monopolizing the whole retail store industry. So I think it has a bigger effect than Target and Walgreens and stores like that.
Matt, what's your question?
So do you think the most effective way to keep Walmart from really affecting the community in a negative way would be like almost just boycotting the Walmart so it will...
Yeah, so a lot of people don't have the option to not shop at Walmart because it's really cheap and like that's what they can afford. But if you are able to shop at somewhere other than Walmart, like in Kansas City, I know there's a grocery store called Hy-Vee, and it's pretty big throughout other places in the Midwest. It is a chain store, but every single store is locally is employee owned. So it's like giving people the employees are making the money and then they're putting it back into the community. Whereas Walmart is not employee owned; it's like going back to the corporate center and they're spending it overseas. So I think that not necessarily a boycott, because I mean I'll be honest. Sometimes I go to Walmart because it's just the most convenient, but I would just say decrease the amount of times you go there and support other smaller businesses. Yeah.